Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. I hope everything's going good. I hope you are all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever this video finds you. It has been a busy few weeks for me. I know I'm always saying that, aren't I? So yes, my daughter is selling Girl Scout cookies, and if you're in the U.S., I'm not sure if they're in Canada, they might be. But currently in the U.S., this is Girl Scouts cookie season. So you contact your local Girl Scout troop, and if you can, help support the girls. All right. So what have I been up to? I did mean to get this video up a little bit sooner. Unfortunately, of course, I had all those grand plans. I ended up catching the common cold. I had 2 of the testing for the current public health situation. 2 tests in 48 hours. It was not COVID. Of course, you get sick, you have a respiratory illness, and of course it's guilty until proven innocent. So I'll probably have to have a PCR before I go back for my next dose of uptake of the chemo drugs. So I mentioned before that I'm in an investigational drug study for ALS. And it's been a process I've been going through. They just opened up the drug study for 2 more patients. So there's a total of 6 of us in this particular one so far. It's phase 1 that I'm in. And it's a biologic and a chemo drug that's low dose that they use together for it. So they're sub-Q injections, which means under the skin. I started the process in the beginning of December after my clinic visit and gave a lot of blood. I mean, ooh, look, I'm actually not bruised terribly. Amazing. I had a week off of getting blood taken. So, when I first started the shots, first dose is given there on each time, and I get medications every other week. Some of them were, labs every week, and now I have a couple times where there's labs skipped a week, and I had 3 more doses left of getting the drugs. It's a 5-day course, and March 23rd will be the first time, the first of my last drugs, and the 28th will be the last injection of March. And I think I will be dancing a little bit. So what's been, side effects? First off, I had more nausea. Thankfully, that's controlled with an anti-nausea medicine. And, I had a lot of fatigue to begin with. Then I started getting a little more energy. I noticed that my gait and my balance is a little bit better. I'm getting areas of more cramping and fasciculations in areas that had stopped in my legs, which is pretty cool. This last time though, usually I take it easy when I have the chemo drugs. I have to be very careful about being exposed to germs. My research nurse had said to wear 2 masks. And I just got over a respiratory illness. I even got laryngitis. So I was like, oh, I'm supposed to put a video on. Squeak, squeak. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. So, trying to stay away from getting infections, keeping distance, social distancing, doing that. I ended up with the Girl Scout cookies. My daughter has this goal. She wants to help programs for Girl Scouts to help people in nursing homes, social programs, which I think that's really sweet. I mean, it's a sweet little girl. So making her videos, for her, sending out to family, really cute. Helping her set up, and then looking in every time they sell Girl Scout cookies, from my oldest to this time, there's like so many different things you have to do. And she has a cousin that's in college, sorority, she's taking orders. It's kind of like trying to do all of that. Had gotten an order of cookies, and then, my niece had said, oh, I'll come by your house. And I'm like, there's nothing to make you clean your house if you have the ability to. And not that I have the greatest abilities to, but I can pick up some things. So I felt like, oh, I do have some more energy. You know, it's 2 days into the drugs. So I turned all nice and red and thought, I can rest after this. And then a friend of mine said, hey, let's go out and have dinner. There's some issues going on. So I went and did that. We ended up playing pool, which is great. The next day, I paid for it. You know, you can power up and do what you can do. Well, I turned kind of red, and I have been having brain fog with medication. And this one, I don't know if it was pushing myself too hard and having some spasticity issues, or it was a side effect of the medicine. I felt like I was 7 years old with terrible ADHD. I do have attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity, but as you know, you age, you know, you grow into it. You're just more who you are. Well, this just put me back in being 7. It's like, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. Ooh, what about that? Look, squirrel. So I was talking to someone and I was listening about what I was doing, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to sit. So my energy returned. It's just not that, you know, your brain going, and that was not fun. So chocolate covered espresso beans, some good B vitamins, and lots of fluid to flush the chemo out. So I'm finally back to my normal self. And of course, come Thursday, I'm back on the drugs. Yay, not. But it's only 3 more doses. And this is going to help other people if it really, really does work. So phase 1, hopefully there's a phase 2, there's more funding. You know, there was something that passed in the US Congress to help research. It's just, we need more money to research a rare disease. And the ALS Center of Houston Methodist, Dr. Appel, you know, with having the pandemic, there haven't been as many fundraisers or galas or things. You know, we need money. Hopefully Congress starts putting money into these research programs and studies so we can get something to actually treat the disease. You know, hopefully there will be a cure, but we need to have more options for treatment. So just be aware. I mean, if you ever get into a clinical study, how I did it is I got into an ALS clinic. I think if you're connected to the clinics, it's easier to get into studies versus just seeing a private neurologist that, and you go to different specialists. That was how I had to do it with my previous insurance. But being in a clinic, you can get offered different trials. You know, the Healy trial is one that's going on now. You can also look on clinicaltrials.gov. It lists the ones that are here in the United States. It also does list some that are in Europe. You know, I know that wherever you are in the world, there will be a clinical trial somewhere. You know, for my particular form of ALS, the C9orf72 mutation, you know, I saw that there was a one person with ALS investigations that actually was treated with the, I guess they took out some of his DNA, hooked it with a little virus, and then put it back. Sorry, I just said brain fog. Sometimes it takes a little while for the words to come up. Sorry, I just lost that word. Isn't that terrible? See, that's what happens with this stuff. Intrathecal, it's in spinal tap. So, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's like for some things, like seeing if this drug will work. You know, there's a relatively lower risk of dying from these drugs. Of course, I could get an infection that could kill me. But I don't know. I mean, I watched the Steve Gleason's you know, documentary that he actually did for his son River, and it's on Amazon Prime. That's another wonderful organization to support. But after he had some spinal infusions, you know, he lost the ability to walk. So I don't know how long I'm going to have the ability to walk. And it does seem like my walking's a little bit better, which is weird. So maybe this drug combination works. I don't know. It's only phase 1. They're going to have to do testing. The FDA's involved. But I don't want to lose it like that. Though it does give me hope that in a rare disease, okay, so the general public, your chances, even though Dr. Google will scare you, it's 99.7% chance that the general population has ALS, MND, Lou Gehrig's disease. You have a 99.7% chance not to have it. Of that 0.3%, 10%, 10 to 12% are genetic. In that 10 to 12%, my particular form, the C9 or 72, is 60% of that. Sorry, still getting over that. So it's rare, 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 rare. But seeing things come up since that was discovered 10 years ago, it was published that they found the gene. So they're actually looking at specifically treating the gene. I mean, there's things with ASOs, there's lots of different things that may treat this form of disease. Excuse me. Getting over a cold. So there's hope. I mean, there is hope. And if you have a different form, hopefully trials like this will help you. I mean, I'm trying to do it and pay forward. Because I want somebody that is diagnosed to have treatment, somebody that may be in the future, and the future in the future. It just takes time to get that paradigm shift to happen to where we have effective treatments. So that's with that. I mean, the brain fog and the aphasia, or ataxia, sorry, not being able to pull the word, oh, that's annoying. It's annoying. I just pushed myself too hard this time. It's hard. I mean, you have people around you that need things, and sometimes, I'm kind of one of the people that try to be there and I try to do it. I just got a little too busy, and my body just said, no, you're not going to do that. Between jumping around and feeling like I'm a 7-year-old with ADHD, to coughing and losing my voice. That was not fun. So let's see, what else am I doing? I'm leading meditations for Choose Namaste's thing, which is nice. Getting some practice. Getting ready to go into learning to tell my story with Everytown, which will be nice. Trying to prevent more people from having trauma related to gun violence. Support for people that are trauma survivors. Just try to make a difference. But I'm having fun. Let's see, I've got a cousin coming, which will be fun. Got the house neatened up so I can get the maid over. Isn't that funny? To try to do little things so you can actually have someone come in your house. I'm blessed that I can still do it, so I look at it as thanks. I know that from last summer to current now, I am weaker. Even though I feel like I'm a little steadier, it's, overall power down. So hopefully, get everything done. I'm looking forward to May. I've got to, but I'm going to go see the Dropkick Murphys next month. Okay, yeah, it's a concert. I'm on chemo. I'll wear my 2 masks. I'm vaccinated and boosted. And you have to bring your vaccine card, and you have to wear a mask. So yay! I don't know. It's my first live concert. It's going to be weird. It's going to be really weird. Okay, so I sound like I'm really busy and I'm doing all things. I'm basically in my 4 walls, on the computer, on the phone, on the tablet. I'm, I can do a lot in a sedentary way. Of course, I get up and I walk. I do walk around the house. If you don't use it, you lose it. So it's just finding that fine balance between you know, not being too sedentary to not being too active. And that is like a seesaw that changes over time. You just kind of have to readjust and recalibrate. It can be by the week, it can be by the month, it can be by the year. You know, other people talk about the spoon theory. I don't know. I'm just glad I'm feeling better. It's just a lot is going on. It's busy, but I'm glad about the Dropkick Murphys. I get a friend to go with me and take my walker. I don't know. It's not seated. I mean, I do have my Perimobile chair, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, you have to have a special vehicle to do that. And currently, you know, special vehicles cost a lot of money. So I'll be having to do like Metro or, you know, Yellow Cab to get movement. And so since I can walk, I'm just going to keep my little walker and just do that. You know, it's one thing to do, you know, when we play pool. I can walk around, but I have to sit down. You know, it's like, I can do things until the point I fatigue the muscles. And that's not what I want to do. You know, it's like, I think when you sit there and you look real, you know, look, I'm here, you know, you can look well, but until you start pushing, you can't see the disease. And it's kind of hard when you have the silent disease. You know, I'm having slow things that are happening, you know, like I can see part of my face is a little weaker than the other part. You know, I yawn more. My calves are losing muscle on both sides. I'm weaker on my left than I am on my right. I'm having more vacillations, which is, you know, that's good. It's good. It's good to have Charlie horses. It's good to have cramps. You know, it means there's connections happening. So that's what's going on. A bunch of random little things, you know, housekeeping type stuff. I still have to email a couple other people, do a couple things like that. I need to scan some forms and send them over. And just got a cookie delivery order, so I have to direct the child with a husband to go to a certain address to drop off some lemonade cookies. Those are the best, by the way. You know, so that's what's going on. I mean, I'm hanging in there, doing okay. No great discoveries, no great big things. Looking forward to the concert in March. My cousin's gonna visit. April, oh, I have the workshop I'm going to online. That's a wonderful thing, isn't it? You know, it's kind of like, one good thing about this pandemic, we have gotten things more connected with being able to do things outside the home. And when you have a disability, when you have ALS and you're unable to work, at least you can be present with people. You know, you can end up being cut off and, you know, kind of lonely with that. But I've been able to get a dab into that, did the, you know, yogic meditation school. I'm now in a Buddhist psychology school. And I do a bunch of workshops and get involved with this volunteering and help my daughter with this volunteering and just, you know, leading other things to volunteer things to help. You know, I can end up getting busy that way. It's just trying to make sure that I return to center and do the self-care. Time to make sure that you take care of yourself and eat well, get enough rest, you know, cuddle the people that you love. It's just been kind of rough. My mom's back in the hospital. Yes, she's still alive. I don't know how. I really don't know how. But my grandmother was the same way. So hopefully if my mother's this way and is living beyond reason, maybe I have some of that. Maybe that's why I'm progressing slow. It's something. But I hope you're doing okay. And I promise you it won't be as long as in my next video. It's just fun. You know, getting chemo, I mean, it takes your energy. You know, you get a little more energy at different times. You know, I got a little bit too much energy and my body didn't like me moving too much. I don't know. For my next dose, you know, when I was nauseated, I asked for nausea medicine. I'm getting the brain fog and hyperactivity. Should I ask for Adderall? think I'll just stick with my chocolate covered espresso beans. Tasty. Or order one of my lattes. I don't know, my stomach doesn't take it more, you know. A tall skinny with 6 shots. Actually, that doesn't sound bad. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Please take care of yourself. Concentrate on things that make you happy. You know, train your mind to see the beauty in the day. You know, if you feel those big emotions that come up, honor them. Don't get caught in the destructive ones like anger. I mean, you know, sadness, fear. You can feed that and then you grow this and it takes over. I mean, if you look at and sit with something like anger, you know, you can sit with it and see what's behind it, and like take care of it. And you see what's behind it and go, oh, okay. But just taking the moment to look at beautiful things, whether it's breathing, you know, it's beautiful that we can breathe, especially when you have ALS. Listening to a good song, reading a good book, listening to good music, taking a nice walk, talking with a friend, having a good cup of tea, whatever it is, fill your little points of that day with things that feed you and feed the good things, you know. If you can just train your eyes to see the beauty, it helps get through this stuff. So that is my rather boring update. I'll let you guys know. I'll put something up, you know. Hopefully I'm not a scatterbrain worse later this week. We'll see. But I will upload soon, okay? You guys take care.